Perennial contenders Salisbury and Christopher Newport battled it out for the CAC championship for the third straight year last spring, with Salisbury snapping CNU's two-year reign atop the conference. The CAC title was the 19th in program history for the Seagulls. Both Salisbury and CNU represented the CAC in the NCAA tournament, with both squads falling in the regional finals. The two squads once again enter this year as the favorites in the conference, with CNU ranked 16th in the NFCA preseason rankings, and Salisbury receiving votes. Can anyone knock the Seagulls and captains off the top of the conference standings in 2017? Let's find out as we take a glance at all 8 CAC teams entering the season, counting down the preseason poll throughout.
For our season this year, our schedule is pretty much the same as it was last year, same teams that we're playing for our non-conference games, so we're expected to know what we have coming at us, so we're just looking to be able to improve on what we had last year. We lost some key players. Sarah Edwards was our catcher last year, kind of led the field for us, and so not having her was kind of a big loss. We also lost quite a few players from leaving to go on a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So we lost our pitcher and a couple infielders and outfielders. We have some newcomers coming in that I think will help fill the spots. Heather Terranova is a catcher for us, a freshman from California, and she's been doing a really good job of taking the spot of Sarah and leading the field, so we're excited to have her on board. We also have 2 new pitchers, which will help us out tremendously this year. And a couple other freshmen, Michaela Johnson is in here as a shortstop, and she's been doing really well in the fall, and we're expecting big things from her this season as well. Record-wise, we want to be able to improve on the records that we have. I think that we've done a really good job of improving on season by season, and we're just going to continue that path of, trying to win more games, fix the small errors that we've had in the past to be able to be more successful in the future.
Hi, my name is Rachel Moore. I'm a sophomore here at Southern Virginia University. I'm from Medford, Oregon, and I play center field. I'm really excited for this season because as a team, we've really been feeding off of our positive energy that we've been bringing to practice. We've got a really good team chemistry, and I'm hoping to see quite a few more wins for this season. We're starting off with quite a few more away games, which has its ups and downs, I guess, but we're going to be finishing the seasons with some more home games, so that'll be good to finish the season at home. I think I'm really excited to face Mary Baldwin again because last year we played them and it was a really close game, and then we got a chance to scrimmage them in the fall, and so I'd really like to get the opportunity to come back at them again this season. This year we got 2 great new pitchers and another new second baseman, so I got the opportunity to get moved out to the outfield, and it's been a challenge, but I love it. I love everything about Southern Virginia University, from school to athletics. I think it's really great. The teachers are amazing. We have the small classrooms, which are great, and our coaches are dedicated, and they just want to do it all so that we can be successful.
Our goals this year are to be consistent from game to game and doubleheader to doubleheader. We have a very strong group of returners this year, led by very strong seniors, and I'm excited to see what the new kids can do. I think our non-conference schedule is strong enough, and it builds us to prepare us as we head into CAC competition.
Play to our potential as a team, as a whole, and also to make it to CAC playoffs. We had a whole month of fall season, which brought us together as a team, and then we continued it into the weight room and then brought it onto the field and put it together at Spooky Nook. So we go down to Myrtle Beach and we begin our season, come together as a team, and then we come back and we build upon it on our non-conference within the first couple weeks, and then we go into CAC, which is always tough.
I think our goals and expectations are to just get 1% better every day, and for us to qualify for CAC playoffs. And, our team goal is to at least win 1 game in CAC playoffs, which would put us into the 3rd game of the tournament. We return 3 all-conference players. Really excited about Lindsay Schock specifically. Last year she was coming off shoulder surgery, so we're excited that she's been able to play all fall and be in the weight room. So we're really looking forward to her kind of getting back into her prime and helping us push towards postseason. Sam Burns was an offensive threat for us last year. She's really looking to contribute in the middle infield and offensively continue to just be a powerhouse. Nina Marcano, just a big bat for us, does a great job behind the dish, leads the conference in triples, so very excited about that. And then we've got several other returners who I think are all-conference kind of players, maybe that weren't on the all-conference team last year but have the potential to be there this year. Ashley Royer is just an outstanding defensive player as well as has a huge bat. Devin McKay is going to be doing a lot of work for us on the mound. And then, Lily Angle had 1,000% fielding percentage last year in the outfield, so she just does a great job of holding down our outfield. And there's just a number of returners that I think are really going to significantly contribute for us. So we have 4 freshmen that we're really excited about. 2 of them, I think, are going to contribute really significantly on the offensive side of things, which are going to be Karina Cardona and Alyssa Zimmerman. I think that they're going to provide a solid bat, but also have a lot of power. We're also really excited about Brooke Rakowski, who is a very good second baseman. And then Allison Mills has been doing a really great job for us in the outfield and will also be able to contribute on the mound.
Goals for the season, I think, is just not only to get into CAC playoffs, but also win a game there as well. It's been a goal for me all 4 years, so I'm really excited. I think the team we have is able to take us to that next level and get there. I think this season I'm really looking forward to spring break down in Myrtle Beach, just getting warm weather, being able to play all together finally, and setting us up for not only the rest of the seasons we have, but the CAC play, which is always tough. In the off-season, we started fall ball, playing a few difficult teams that really made us step our game up a little bit, definitely prepared us for CAC play. We're really getting involved in mental training. We had a coach come in, talk to us a little about different tools we can use to help us with our mental game. We're also really excited just to be talkative while we're out at practices, while we're out at games, while we're out in the parking lot, whatever it is. We're having a lot of fun while we're there.
Well, my assistant coaches and myself and my players have worked really hard to put ourselves in position to be successful on the field. So our goals are to have good success. Our goals are to be extremely competitive on the field, and we feel like the work that we put in will allow that. I really want to focus on our returning players and the new players that are coming in. I'm really excited about our pitching staff. Kara Deppy and Aaron Stinson will take the bulk of the pitching in the circle. Jenna Cavetti and Jamie Pertel will also contribute in the circle. Behind the plate, we have Brittany Haynes. We also have Caitlin Keene returning. We're excited about those two. Our new players behind the plate include Mickey Williams and Abby Akers, and we expect they will also contribute. In the infield, we have 3 very strong, very talented infielders, Hannah Hodge, Malia Rogers, as well as Amy Sykes. Our newcomers include Courtney Shea, include Jessica Huber, Emily Gruder, and Kristen Lundquist, and we're expecting big things from them as well. In the outfield, I'm very excited, maybe the strongest outfield we've had in a while. 5 returning players that include Emma Rakowski, Lindsay Ayler, Caroline Callahan, Sarah Manugo, and Kate Chisholm, and also 2 newcomers that are pushing for playing time immediately, and that's Hannah Bruns and Danielle Newman, so we're excited about them as well. Our schedule itself is good. I'm really proud of the schedule. We have a good mix of home and away. The conference is always tough. We welcome that challenge. We're excited about the challenge. We're looking forward to that competition. We think the non-conference schedule will allow us to be prepared for the grind of the conference season, so we're excited about that as well.
As a team, our goals and expectations are to really form a good team chemistry, so we have that strong base for when we get into games, we know we can rely on each other. We're also looking to improve our overall success from last season, and also we're always looking to get that secondary out, that secondary play, not just go for that first one. Everyone's been working really hard in the off season, not only on the field but off the field. We've been working on that chemistry. Everyone is really close, and we're in the weight room in the mornings, working really hard, getting stronger, getting faster on the field, getting stronger, getting faster. Everyone's helping each other, and it's really coming together. Really the team, like this year we have a really good group of girls, and I think we can go a long way with it.
We're looking for a consistent season, increasing our winning percentage. Our goals, our big picture goals, align with most. We want to make it deep into the postseason. We want to hang the championship banner here at York. Those are big picture goals. That's what we're focused on.
Like all other teams, our expectation this year is to come out strong and to really compete in the conference tournament and come out with a conference championship. And also just to go game by game, pitch by pitch, and compete with our components and bring as much as we can to every single game. Personally, I really want to focus on being a team player and giving my all in every single situation regardless of what my role is on this team, and to really bring forward leadership and character that I think embodies our program to teach our freshman class what is expected of them as they grow through the ranks at York softball.
Well, we do have 9 returners coming back on the roster this year from 2016. 2 seniors, which will be impact players for us once again, 4 juniors and 3 sophomores. So core returning group that we have includes 3-time All-CAC performer Katie Maloney at shortstop, and her co-captain, senior counterpart, 2016 CAC selection Carly Ruhlman at first base. And also returning back is our first-team All-CAC selection pitcher Melissa Yurkevich. So we do have a good core of returners looking to come back, and their leadership has been demonstrated throughout the fall and into the spring, and they're really pushing these newcomers to uphold what we have looked for in all of our girls, which is the diligent work ethic to bring it every day and get it done.
With such a young team, the leadership component is really important because even though they're coming in with really good previous experiences of their past programs, we have our own expectations and our own standards that we hold ourselves to. And when you come into a new program, you know what those expectations are, but it's really important to see other people carrying them out, so you kind of have to lead by example and show them what's expected of them so they can reach that standard as well.
Sure. Well, the newcomers. So we have over half our roster are freshmen. We have 13 girls that are vying for positions. And frankly, the field is wide open for them to come in and earn some spots. We have the anchors in our infield of shortstop and first base by our seniors. We have some leadership coming back in the circle. We'll have some experience behind the plate. But in general, we're really looking for this fierce competitiveness to turn into some starting positions for these youngsters. And they are competing day in and day out, and they're doing a great job. And we're looking for some dominant performances in the circle from we have a couple young hurlers in the freshman class this year. We're looking for them to come in and make an impact, and I think you're going to see some youth present in our infield and our outfield. Our non-conference schedule starts out like typical. We're going to go south again this year to Claremont, Florida. We're going to be seeing 12 games down there against highly competitive teams, and purposefully we've set up our non-conference schedule to be highly competitive, to prepare us to be successful in the CAC. And we have non-conference opponents pretty strong throughout the schedule, including nationally ranked opponents like Wesley College and others. And of course, for the CAC, it's a tough conference. And, you have to prepare to beat the best. And in order to do that, we have to set up good, solid competition across your schedule to face our opponents in the conference. And
our goals have been the same the last couple of years. This year it's the same. It's going to be to make the NCAA tournament. To get there, it's to win the CAC. I think that's been our expectation for the last 3 or 4 years. The kids who are seniors now have done a fantastic job of setting that tone and being able to build upon it for the younger kids. It's definitely stronger and it's definitely different. We're starting earlier than we ever have this year. We'll be playing in 2 weeks down in North Carolina, so we're starting a week earlier than we ever have. Part of that's to spread out the season a little bit more. We have some tough competition early on. Hopefully that sets us up for the conference play. We're playing several highly ranked teams early on, some receiving votes. It'll be a great challenge for us to kind of see where we're at and to prepare us for the CAC. The CAC has been tough. We have a couple of typically top 25 teams. We We've got teams behind us that have finished behind us in the last couple seasons that have gotten a lot better, and so it's a very good challenge from a CAC standpoint. If we're able to compete in the CAC, then we're able to compete on a national level. I mean, I think improvement is always what we're shooting for. It's tough from a college setting because we're always losing kids to graduation, and then it's exciting when you get the new kids coming in. So, I mean, I think improving is just trying to, the finer details. You know, I think we've had success the last couple seasons, and it's just trying to find ways to sort of eke out an extra win or two extra, and find those little deficiencies where we can, you know, become a strength.
Our main goal is to make the NCAA tournament. That's always a goal of ours that we work towards every season. We just want to be able to go there and compete with all the other great teams that make it there. Another goal of ours is to win the CAC tournament. It's such a tough conference to play in, so winning that would be really good for us. And we would just want to keep improving from last year. We have a lot of potential this year with returning talent and new players. Our schedule this year is definitely harder than what it usually has been. One of the first weekends we play at Virginia Beach. We play 2 top 10 teams that we've never played before. So being able to play them early on will definitely show us what we need to improve on and hopefully better us and prepare us for our in-conference games. In conference, there are no easy games in conference, and CNU and Salisbury are usually top 25 teams, and just being able to compete with them, we're definitely ready. One of my favorite things about being a student athlete is definitely that it teaches you time management. I used to have horrible time management skills, but coming here you learn how to balance practice and classes and lifting and everything else that goes along with being an athlete. I also really like how close you get with your teammates. It's a connection that you can't really make if you're not spending that much time with someone, and with all the away games and traveling and just practices with them, it's a really good friendship that will last a lifetime.
Our goals and expectations, they really remain the same. It seems like year after year. You know, our big focus is on making big improvements each day, not just a little bit better, but really striving to make big strides on a day-to-day basis. And the girls have done a great job with that so far this year and through the fall. You know, it's very promising from that side of things. We did lose a lot of talent last year, and we're really pushing to make our returnees that much stronger and pick up some of that slack a little bit. And our incoming players have come in and have added a lot of depth. We'll be strong in the pitching circle, 2 seniors returning, 2 freshmen who are working their tails off each and every day with them. And you know, we've got a couple new players added in at the catching position, which was definitely needed. And you know, some talented infielders who pick up a little bit of that slack, and same thing in the outfield. So, you know, we're a pretty well-balanced team this year, with just collectively between returners and newcomers, where we're going to put a very good team on the field this year. Our conference is going to be tough, and it always is. We don't, you know, try to not schedule anybody that's doesn't have an opportunity or strong opportunity going to NCAAs. And, you know, we're starting off with Meredith, William Peace, and both those teams are very strong in the USA South. And then beyond that, we're going to back down to Raleigh and playing in a tournament there, playing some good competition. And then we're going down to Emory and playing Piedmont. All this is early in the year, right out the gate. And returning from that, we play Virginia Wesleyan, who's ranked year in and year out as well. When we get into conference play, our conference, I've been saying it each year, it's getting better and better. You know, the talent is, you know, top to bottom, pretty strong as far as our teams go. We're going to be a conference, I think, and if not this year, in the very near future, that is considered one of the strongest.
My goals and expectations for our team is just, I feel like, I mean, the ultimate goal is obviously winning a national championship. So I just feel like we have such a heavy work ethic with this team, and a lot of the younger girls and the older girls are ready to get after it. So I just feel like our goals are all the same, and everybody's really driven to just win a bunch of ball games. So the off season's we always really get at it. We have longer practices, but we really try to inter-squad a lot and get at it. So that was good to see live pitching and working with Dean in the weight room. I feel like everyone, myself, and you can just see everyone had got a lot stronger and more powerful, so that's always good. I love traveling, like going on the bus. Like I think that's fun, and like the hotels and just being out, like being able to be around the team and stuff like that is a ton of fun. So, and this season is like travel heavy for us, so that's going to be a ton of fun. And I just want to see us on the field again. Like we saw a little bit, we got a little taste in the fall playing together. So I'm just excited to see everybody on the field and be able to travel and have a good time. It's always really competitive, but I'm not worried about it. I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. Heavy competition always, but that always just helps us. We always have like just a really hard schedule, so it just always helps us move along in the season and just be prepared for whatever in postseason. The conference, CAC is definitely a tough schedule as well. We have a lot of really tough games in the conference, so again, I feel like we never really have a downtime in our schedule at all, so it's all preparing us for postseason and just getting to the best that we can.
Well, you know, our goals and expectations do not change from year to year, so, you know, our main goal is to win the national championship and everything before that in order to get there. So our conference championship, the regional, the super regional, on a smaller basis, just to get our young women bonded together. And we have a lot of new faces, and we want to come out and represent Salisbury University immediately as the team to beat. So we have some work to do on that, but we're getting closer and closer every day. You know, we return Kate Lake, fabulous leader on our team. You know, she kind of runs in every day from student teaching, but the volume of practice goes up when Kate gets there, and she's a true leader. So I expect her to do some really great things. And last year she was for our program, the first time ever, a first team co-SID academic All-American. We've had other academic All-Americans, but a first team academic All-American, that's fabulous. And to get that, you have to put the numbers up on the field as well as in the classroom. So we're really proud of her. We also return our senior Summer Paglianti, and she's an outfielder, and you know, she's really fighting to get some real valuable time this year and the outfield. We have Annie Piatanza back. She'll see some more pitching than she did last year, but boy, watch out when she puts the bat in her hand. That kid can swing it, and she's done a great job. And then Kristen Yanarella has locked in first base, and boy, she's worked hard in the off season, and it's really evident by her swing and her footwork around the bag. Really happy for her. Brooke Mazzell on the pitching rubber for us, and you know, Brooke is not only good when she steps on the mound, so to speak, but put a bat in her hand, and she's a real offensive threat for us. It is absolutely beautiful, and all the fans will have a place where that they can see instead of having to go to the outfield. So sorry, fans, you won't be able to sit in the outfield anymore. That's going to be completely blocked. But as far as batting cages and pitching, bullpens, and maybe, I guess the big one that people will know once they get here is we have heat in the dugouts. It's a beautiful facility. We're so thankful that the president included us as one of the first to get our field renovated. And as far as recruiting, I'm watching the eyes of recruits just pop out when they see it. Is it the best facility in Division III? I haven't seen them all, but from the ones I've seen, yeah, it is. It is. So we're really happy.
My goals and expectation for the upcoming season, I think, are the same as they've always been, to win a national championship. I think we like to dream big here at Salisbury. Definitely want to win our conference again. That was a wonderful victory last year, and I think we'd like to repeat it. My favorite part about being a student athlete here at Salisbury is definitely all the friends I've made in the process. Not only do I have my team that's almost like a second family to me, but also other sports teams that I've grown close with as well. We had a wonderful experience this off-season. We had two retired special forces come in, and they were able to give us these two mentally tough and physically tough days that I think really prepared us as a team to come together, which I thought was really great. Our new field. I'm definitely looking forward to our beautiful field. It's just absolutely amazing, and I think everyone's really excited to break it in. My thoughts on our schedule, I think we're going to be playing some great teams. Me personally, I'm from New York, so it's always great to see a couple New York teams in there. It's very fun for me. But I also like that we play a bunch of people, not just in the Maryland area. I think it really helps us when we go further in the season that we're prepared for not only just Maryland teams, but everything the country has to offer.